$77 to go through it, so less than a year payback. You may be wondering, hey, this isn't 42% of 1.3 million. It's because we produce our own power. So we have this fixed cost price, like a utility would have. This is how much it's going to cost you to use power. And then here is the actual quantity then that you're going to use. So we get, to save energy, we get charged the variable rate of return instead of the fixed cost. And so that's a little complicated, really. Everyone always asks me, well, what's the cost per square foot? Here's the range. Some buildings, 51 cents. Other buildings, $2.21 a square foot. We just have a huge, it depends on how long we're going to stay there, how messed up is the building. We don't know until we really get into it. But on average then, it's $1.17 to go through square foot per building. Everyone talks about carbon reduction. Accumulation over 4 years is about 86,000 tons. Metric tons is the one underneath. That's about 15,000 passengers, 6,000 homes. I did a slight calculation as well. It's everybody in Saskatoon who uses a gas grill, a barbecue grill, propane, if they use propane, could use one for 35 years. Right? Everybody, for the amount of energy that was expended there. These were the goals based on this ICAP report. That they wanted the energy to reduce according to this level. This is what our current reduction is. And if we look at it, then each year it's growing 4, 10, 17, 22% on the entire campus of the University of Illinois. Energy is down. So we've already achieved the FY13 goal in FY11. So we're ahead of that. We're trying to meet that goal a lot faster. He mentioned the one award in regards to the national award. Recently, the Office of the Governor gave us an award as well for sustainability in the state of Illinois. What's interesting, we always talk about getting the message up to the next level. Well, this award, my wife asked me, are you wearing the award? And no, that's not the case. It's like one of these name tags and the words in front. So that's what makes it look like, good Lord, you know. So, but that award stayed in our office, which we affectionately call the fishbowl, for about 4 days. And that was it. Then the executive director came along, saw it there, took it out of our room. Like, where are you taking it? I'm going to take this up to the chancellor and the provost, and I'm going to put it in their office so they can see what we're doing. So boom, gone. I've never seen it again. It's like, why do I work? No. But it's interesting, that little award, I mean, we're just doing our work, but that made it up to the C-suite. And now they're looking at it, and maybe perhaps more funding will come out of that. I just put this on here, so frequent ECMs. If there are PDFs, my PDFs kind of merge, because it's like a sliding presentation. So I put this here to make sure that you had a list of the things that we are currently doing very frequently. Like, do the maintenance, calibrate every sensor and device, reset the discharge air temperature. Maybe you do that here in regards to the air handling units. It doesn't need to go out cold. You can reset it up to quite warm. Just watch your humidity, your relative humidity. We schedule the air handling equipment completely off when the facility is not occupied if we can. And if that's not possible, then we reset the static pressure to drop how much air is being delivered. Close the outside air damper if we can. And this big about the sequence of operation. We found on multiple occasions the controls contractor is either rushing or he doesn't understand the whole system, and they make little mistakes that could cost quite a bit of money. So we go back through and review those. And then that's the rest of that list. And so that's the end, as they say. I was going to show you this. All of our information, everything, is published on this website. We put everything out there. Everything that we do. So for example, if you go to a project, if I have a mouse, under projects, completed projects, that tells me this tells where we're at currently. We're going through buildings. And then the next slide, or completed projects, has every project we've done. And we publish a 2-page, real quick summary of the ideas we use in the building, how much energy was saved, and our projections. If I just click on one of these to give you well, I went to Digital Computer Laboratory. They'll just pull up a 2-page PDF. We try to give them how many square feet is the building, what was the payback that we're expecting to see, what's the energy percentage we're going to drop, what kind of building is it. Here's a real quick overview of the building. We have the annual energy use and cost indices, post-retro commissioning. This is a new thing people are talking about. How much does it cost to operate the building per person in the building? So we started adding that onto there. And then, like I said, these are specific methods that we use to reduce the energy in the building. So we're a university and we just thought, well, we're out to teach. So we're just going to put everything out there. So every idea, everything we're coming up with, we're posting on this website, just in case you want to use that as a reference. And then I had this is probably timed out, but we have access as well to the, so I could get access to the web graphics so you can look at buildings even from here and check them out. But any questions in regards to retro commissioning?
What is the URL to the...
Yeah, sorry, it's fs.illinois.edu and then it's /retro. I can try to go back to that for you.
Is the climate action plan on that same website?
No. Are you kidding me? No, it is on the sustainability website. Looks like this though. It has it on there as blue.
So the next time you come up here, it'll be changing the climate 10 buildings at a time?
Yeah, there's definitely talk of that.
I can't see why not, eh?
Exactly, right? So what it comes down to is having the qualified mechanics available and the qualified bringing the engineers in that know how to do just HVAC. Finding a controls expert in our town that really, we work on Siemens, Johnson, and like the Barbara Pullman Snyder Electric. Finding people with experience, like 15, 20 years experience in that, and when to come work at the university is difficult. And so we ran into some problems.
It seemed like a lot of this was done by in-house staff.
Correct. That's correct.
100%?
100%. In-house.
Did you need to hire additional staff to, because as you're taking them away from other work, so how did you?
That's true. They did. I mean, we pulled the best out of the shops.
Right.
And then they had to backfill.
What about funding? How much challenge is that?
Good question. That's a good one. Funding started, the principal director of utilities, his name's Kent Leafstead. He came up with this idea that we could accomplish 1 million square feet for $1 million was his goal. So he presented that to what we have. We have the students, each semester they're charged $500 to come to the university to pay for the deferred maintenance that we showed up here. So out of that $500 per student comes to a pot of $12 million. And from that he asked for $1 million. So for the first 3 years the students funded us and our work, which was awesome. And so we took the message to the students. Now that we have enough accrued savings, we're self-funded. And we've moved away from it. But we needed that kickstart. Plus now the grants. Illinois is giving us grants of $500,000 and higher to do work.
You talked about metering earlier in your presentation, so a lot of the buildings weren't metered, so was that part of the cost?
No.
Having meters?
No, that was a separate initiative that happened a couple of years before this one.
Did you use real-time metering in any buildings and then provide information to occupants?
We are on the verge of that. We're going to put out 4 dashboards within the coming 6-7 months. Start showing them.
You mentioned that you switched to 4-degree deadband in the temperature range.
Mm-hmm.
Did you start with that, or did you start with say a 1 degree and then move that around and see if you didn't get any complaints and keep broadening it and see if it swings, or what was your success? And is it?
We take everything in baby steps. So each week we would meet with them and we would adjust it. And then they would give us feedback and we would adjust it again. And the building people, really they just don't, I don't know if I don't know. You set this thermostat at 72 degrees, and if you feel warm, you feel cold. More of it comes down to psychology rather than the stat. And so we found that 4 degrees worked out really well. From there, we didn't continue farther, except, man, we thought 4 degrees is plenty. So we didn't head to 5. Yes.
Any of the buildings that you were retrofitting, were they LEED projects?
No.
So I was hoping there would maybe be a difference between, like, in LEED, there's the base level commissioning, and then there's the more
Enhanced.
advanced commissioning and enhanced, and I'm just wondering if that would play into it. Maybe that'll be the next level when you get to further, just the.
I'm trying to encourage lead EBON, right, that they would pursue that, which would be commissioning, but we just don't see, we have enough deferred maintenance, millions of dollars, we're not going to spend the money to do the certification.